and welcome to Money Matters. It's autumn and mooncakes are satisfying the palates of thousands all over Hong Kong as we build up to the Mid-Autumn Festival. We invited two stock pickers to see if they can offer a taste of investment sweetness for your portfolios as they go head to head.
We have two new challengers joining us to give us their stock picks as we enter the mooncake season. First up is Patrick Poon, who dives into the oil patch with his first pick, refiner Sinopec, stock code 386. The company is coming off of a poor 2020 with a first-half spurt of 40 billion yuan in earnings. That is due in part to the healthy performance of global oil prices.
With this PE at 5.5 times PE, and the people is only 0.5, and with a yield of 9%, I think is very, very attractive. So I think it's a good time for us to have stock picking for this one.
The payout ratio is also expected to remain high at around 65%. Despite its old energy roots, the downstream refiner runs thousands of gas stations and is expected to invest in new energy and EV infrastructure to leverage its locations across the country.
They have the biggest gas stations network in China, especially the hydrogen refueling and the solar power recharging poles, which they are going to start this. They will build in more than 7,000 within their gas stations in China. 7,000 stations up till 2025. So this will be a new income.
Patrick figures the main risk facing the company is if the price of oil falters as the world emerges from the pandemic and supply chains can't keep up with a surge in energy needs. Patrick says his target price is $4.30 and he sets a stop loss of $3.70. Patrick's second stock pick is power tool maker Tektronic, stock code 669. He's betting the great surge in DIY practices in North America will grow after the pandemic has passed. It is a $9 billion company whose main market is the USA, Europe, and Canada. Its brands include Milwaukee, Ryobi, and Hoover. 70% of the company's business is in the US alone.
DIY and a lot of other things, say not just DIY, because the construction industries also need their tools. Prospects is they have a lot of strong research team. They have many new products which is going to come out in the coming years within their electrical tools business, say like the gardening tools in North America and Europe, and also the floor carrying products, so which is very innovative. I think they can capture a very high market share.
Patrick warns the main risk to the company is if the pandemic continues to hit the overall world economy and knocking people out of work.
Main risk, I think, is the COVID-19 issue. If it is continue to getting worse, so it may hurt the overall the world economy and the economic activities, which will hidden their demand for those tools. So this is the main business, the main risk.
Patrick gives the stock a target price of $220 and a stop loss of $135. Patrick says in the final months of 2021, he'll have his eyes peeled on the Federal Reserve to see when it begins tapering its bond purchases to prevent inflation from climbing out of control.
The U.S. market has been going up too much, too fast and too much from this level because of the monetary policy, of the easing of the monetary policy. But if they are going to stop buying or reducing the bonds purchase,
tapering,
then it will have some corrections, which we have to wait and see. But in the meantime, for the Hong Kong stock market, the overall PE is very low. It's only 10 times. And for the people, it's also 1 time. So it's very attractive. It's different from US. So I think there may be some decoupling.
Joining the challenge this month is Patrick Yu, whose first stock choice is Ganfeng Lithium, stock code 1772. As more and more gas guzzlers on China's roads are replaced with electric vehicles or EVs, Demand for the lithium that goes into the batteries will continue to grow.
The EV trend is a global trend to develop the EVs in the upcoming future. And I think that the lithium battery is one of the necessary things for the EV. So if the demand of the EV is increasing, and I think that the lithium demand is also increasing.
Ganfeng Lithium has operations in the upstream, middle stream, and downstream production in the industry, so is not vulnerable to material cost shocks that other lithium producers might suffer.
This is much more better because if you just do the lithium battery and if the mining cost is increasing, so the raw material cost will be increased and the erosion of the margin for the battery production company. And that's why if the three parts, there is the upstream mining and the downstream is all around in the one company, I think the cost control will be much more better.
Though the cost control gives the company an advantage in the market, Patrick says the main risk to Ganfeng is the volatility of lithium prices in the long term. Patrick sets a target price of $200 and a stop loss of $140. Patrick's second pick is shipping company Pacific Basin, stock code 2343. Patrick says new rules governing emissions from ships will slow the replacement of old ships and may prolong the current COVID-triggered shortage in tonnage as companies take a longer look at their purchases in the future.
Actually, we can see that the valuation of this company is very cheap because at the current price, I think that the price earning ratio is just around 4 times this year. Or even though there's some investor may think that the transportation fee will have a little bit of the correction next year, and then the price earning ratio remains very low at around 5 times only. And the yield is very attractive because it is around, has a double digit at around with 10% for the dividend yield.
Patrick thinks next year transportation fees will enter a super upcycle that could last a few years, and so Pacific Basin's extra low PE ratio will make the company an even better buy. Patrick's target price is $6 and the stop loss is $3.50. For the rest of the year, Patrick says he'll stay away from very particular kinds of risk, namely regulators.
Avoid the internet-related companies, so I will reduce the Tencent and also return. I will focus on the shipping, medical, and also the lithium. That is the raw material for the EV companies. And also I will focus on some of the exporter like Tetronic.
China's factory gate inflation hit a 13-year high in August, driven by roaring raw material prices. The producer price index rose 9.5% from a year earlier in August, faster than the 9% reported in July. It was the fastest pace since August 2008. China's economy has been losing steam recently due to domestic COVID-19 outbreaks, high raw material prices, and tighter regulations. China's total imports and exports expanded 23.7% in the first 8 months of the year, maintaining a steady momentum of growth. Beijing says the effective control of the epidemic has allowed the economy to recover steadily and registered a stable performance with good momentum for growth. The trade surplus increased by 17.8% during the same period to a total of $362.4 billion. The government says the external environment is increasingly complicated and tough. Fortnite game maker Epic Games says it plans to appeal a ruling in its antitrust case against Apple after a federal judge handed the iPhone maker a mixed decision. Apple would have to loosen some rules on developers, but the ruling favored Apple on many counts, including allowing it to continue its prohibition of third-party in-app payment systems. It also allowed Apple to continue to charge commissions of 15% to 30% for its own in-app payment system. Apple's rivals are more likely to turn to legislators rather than courts to pursue the changes they seek.
When we come back, Mid-Levels offers property on several different levels, some all inside a single flat. Find out more when Money Matters returns. Welcome back to Money Matters. Travel to and from Mid-Levels West relies on the Central Escalator, and it takes about 15 minutes to walk down to the Central Business District. This week, reporter Alice Kahn continues on her journey in search of beautiful homes close to the heart of Hong Kong.
After departing Mid-Levels West, we rode the tram back to a more quiet Mid-Levels Central area to search for apartments. We got off the tram and walked up the stairs to a tranquil area where you can find the former French Mission building. We passed through the grounds of St. John's Cathedral and walked further uphill. After a 20-minute walk from Central, we arrived at a 42-year-old building in an area that was very quiet in 2019 and 2020 amid the social unrest and pandemic. But the market recovered in the first half of the year, and the average property price here increased by 3.9%. Currently, the transaction price in this area starts from $31,000 to $51,000 per square foot.
We have a machine now. The people, they're looking forward, the board will open again anytime soon. So a lot of buyers, they find this is a good timing to buy. They don't want to wait until the border is open, then bring more competitors to purchase property.
So we checked out a duplex in this block. The building offers 25 units. Size range from nearly 1,800 square feet to 3,000 square feet. At the moment, there are only 5 apartments for sale, with the price range from $78 million to $115 million. The apartment we visited is a 3-bedroom, 2,600 square feet net duplex. The owner is also selling the furniture, decor, and 2 car parks. The asking price is $115 million, or $43,800 a square foot, the higher end of the transacted price range. The owner has a large number of property holdings.
He never lived here. He just used the apartment to for friends gathering, that kind of thing. So he finds it's such a waste. So, and he have found a much bigger unit in the other area. So that's why he wants to sell this unit.
The top floor of the property is around 1,300 square feet, where the living room and kitchen are located. The living room is about 300 square feet.
Wow, splendid, so splendid.
Well, it's quite modern decoration. The owner who spent almost 20 million for all the design decoration is the Italian brand, which is called Giorgetti. This coffee table is a cost of almost 70,000 Hong Kong dollars. The crowd should visit is almost 100,000 Hong Kong dollars.
Then Jackie, is it the original layout?
No, it's not. It was a wall here, and the designer brought down the wall to connect the living room and the dining room area. Because it's a concrete wall on the balcony, so it breaks down the wall to bring the view from that window and the night to the living room area. And also there's this very nice glass cabinet, though, and there's a mirror at the back of the cabinet. So it enlarged the space in the living room.
Next, we checked out the view.
There's a biological park down there, and there's a government quarter. So the view is almost 100% secure.
It only has a bit of harbor view.
Is it market price?
I would say so. Recent transaction back in January for this building here, number 55 Garden Road, 2,700 square foot. It sold for about $50,500 per square foot. For this apartment, which is about 2,600 square foot, and per square foot is about 43,000 per square foot. Plus this unit has all these nice features.
One floor down is this 300 square feet dining area.
This table can fit 8 people easily. And then also this dining table, very famous Italian brand.
It also has a large cabinet for wine.
Who would like to buy this kind of a property?
I would say for the buyer who will appreciate the artwork the owner been done, and also want to save the time and the effort for decoration. I would especially the foreigner buyer, because they are not familiar with Hong Kong. It's like turnkey condition, I would say. They just bring the suitcase, they can live in this apartment.
There is a 150 square foot space in the dining area. The door frame is made of ebony wood, which is widely used in this property.
The whole design, they have inspired from the boat. So this kind of like a deck, the deck on the boat. So use this, so you will see the whole apartment. It uses the same tone. 3 rooms.
Then we checked out the rest of the property.
Then, Jackie, what is this area for? It looks very vibrant.
It's officially for children room. It's kind of like a family room, especially for children. They can play TV, watching the cartoon here, and playing the TV game, things like that. And then also there's a sliding door here, show you magic. This is door, access to the lift. So you, for the elder people or older people, they don't need to walking upstairs.
The ensuite master bedroom is next to the family room.
It's about 300 square foot here. And then you can see this is king-size bed. You still have a free size to walk around the bed, and still a lot of spaces to move around. This is almost twice the size of the studio flat in the new development nowadays.
Usually, older buildings have a higher efficiency.
Oh, it has built-in wardrobe as well.
Yes, it's very deep inside the wardrobe. And so not only this part, this is sliding door here.
Sliding door?
This sliding wall.
Okay.
You can slide this, and there's more wardrobe spaces here. So this is the bathroom of this ensuite.
Is there any changes?
It is. The original, the bathroom is very small, so they moved the sink to this side to enlarge the bathroom. And also this is a sliding door. You can close this sink. Yeah, this is another bedroom. This room is about almost 200 square feet. This is they can fit the queen size bed easily, and plus there's a built-in wardrobe behind.
We continue to check out the other bedrooms downstairs.
Jackie, it has a stair in this duplex. It actually wastes lots of space.
It didn't. The design is very clever. You try to push this door to check out what's inside.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is this a storage room?
It is. They use they maximize the space, so you can put a lot of things like suitcase, golf gear.
There is another ensuite bedroom on this floor. The blue color and the wavy, curvy shape resembles the interior of a cruise cabin. The owner turned this 300 square feet bedroom into a home office. It also has a nice city view. Jackie says the owner has already received offers from foreign buyers.
I would say the more interest for the foreign buyer. One of the reasons, the main issue is this property is owned by the company. They can buy the company shares to avoid to pay 30% of the purchase price as stamp duty cost.
For the amenities, this building does not offer a swimming pool nor gym rooms. Residents have to go to a nearby clubhouse. The price outlook isn't bad.
The overall economy will come back a little bit, and people are having more confidence. So, and when people wanted to get into the luxury market, they soon will realize that the limited supply situation are basically forcing this price to go only one direction, it's upward. So as a result, they will be certainly very keen to get into this market.
Each month, Salvadoran tailor Julia Ramirez receives a $150 monthly wire transfer from his 2 daughters in the US, who have to pay a few dollars in commission fees for the transaction. At the beginning of the month, El Salvador's government says its historic adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender will save Salvadorans living abroad millions of dollars in transfer charges if they use the cryptocurrency to send their money home. Over 2.5 million Salvadorans live abroad, mostly in America. And in 2020, they sent back almost $6 billion, the equivalent to 23% of the country's gross domestic product. But Ramirez says neither he nor his daughters in California have any intention of using the digital currency. They view it as a liability. Bitcoin's volatility and the lack of information on the currency meant it was not a popular option. Any Salvadoran can download the government digital wallet Chivo, a local word meaning good, to accept payments in Bitcoin or dollars. President Nayib Bukele pushed for Bitcoin, but 3 months after he launched his plan, doubts remain widespread. Many Salvadorans argue it will only benefit the rich and banks. A 2015 central bank study showed that over 1/5 of Salvadoran households rely on remittances to get by, while the government continues its Bitcoin strategy.
That's the show. Thanks for watching. Next week on Money Matters, how businesses are preparing for a greener, more sustainable future while still maintaining disposables because of hygiene requirements created by the pandemic, and the businesses that are growing out of this need. See you then. Good night.